thank you, Ian. And we were informed that the lady is fine. Just took a while to get her out of the auditorium, but back to normal. A great chance for Mark Selby. As I said, John missed the pink.
4.
Just to remind you, this was the shot that John missed when he looked as if he was starting to cue the way he's done throughout this tournament. There will be a mid-session interval after this frame, and as I say, it's the first 5, so 3-1. Not all that bad, but obviously 2 each would be much better. But
9, yeah.
Well, he's left that pink over the pocket purposely. He's got a choice now. He can pot the pink and go into the reds, or he can pot the blue and go into the reds. The only thing is if he goes into the reds off the blue, he'd only be leaving one pocket available, so the pink with a little bit of right-hand side, and if he hits the reds correctly, it will bring them all into play here. And we've got the perfect picture there to see the outcome. Oh, missed him. Is he going to be fortunate? I don't think so. That was a big target there.
15.
You can't believe he missed him.
Mark Selby, 15.
And it'll be a very mightily relieved John Higgins who comes back to the table. He would have feared the worst, having missed that pink. And when he saw Mark Selby revving up to split the reds off the pink, he would have assumed that Mark would go on and win the frame there. So he'd be very, very relieved to be back at the table.
John was just having a look if there's no plants available in the middle pocket. That's because he's thinking of taking this red on to the left of the blue. He had a look to see if he could have a go and get on the black and not leave anything. But it's the other red now, the other side of the blue that he's looking at. I'm not sure if he's left that one. Well, there's a couple of potential pots for... He didn't get nearly. He tried to pot that, did John? Mind he was right in the jaws of the pocket, so it was so difficult. Oh, that was close. He would have thought he was going to knock that in there at one stage.
Obviously, a fluke from Mark Selby. Would have purposely been playing that red into that little cluster to try and slow the red down, but no idea that the red was going to go anywhere near the pocket, let alone in it, and he's got such a good cue ball. It's made this next shot very, very difficult. If he tries to roll up to a colour, very hard work from there. Can make you look a little bit silly, this shot, if you try and play the roll up. I think he's going to play a stun shot off the yellow, off the side cushion.
The yellow.
Or maybe the direct screw, but having to jack that cue up in the air.
Mark Selby, 1.
Getting back to normal now. It was a bit awkward with those reds over the right side of the table and up in the bulk area. John wasn't absolutely certain where they were going to go, but he got a good cue ball. But there's a potential couple of pots. Oh, he's got a good cue ball though. The red he's looking at there, just to the left of the blue. It's possible, but it's difficult if he takes it into the middle pocket. Quite a similar shot to the one that... oh, where's that white going?
Foul, Mark Selby.
So that's a bit unlucky, but there's no sitter for Mark Selby. The reds are all over the table now, but there's no easy starter. That was a pretty good effort there, but unlucky. Did he just flick the brown? I'm not sure, but to go in the pocket was a bit unfortunate. This is not a gimme.
What?
He put everything into that. He hadn't got the slightest thought about missing that where he's left the cue ball. He knew that if he knocked that in, he'd have a wonderful chance.
6. Seven.
Well, 14. That's gone totally wrong. He certainly didn't play for this red. This is a little bit more difficult than it looks on the screen. And there you see it.
Mark Selby, 14.
Didn't mean to be on that red at all. I said it was a little bit more difficult, but he still should have got it.
I'm just starting to sense that this match might go all the way. We can have a 5-4, Sean, the way things are going.
Yeah, it's got that feel about it, hasn't it? I don't think that would have surprised anyone before they started play. I just think perhaps the way the match has been, the style of the game might have been a surprise. Sometimes the first frame of a match really can set the scene, and maybe that's what's happened here.
Yeah, a number of times we say that the mid-session interval can turn things around, and I've got a funny feeling that might happen here. Because the average
7.
frame time there, as you can see, over 32 minutes. Weren't really expecting this from two of the greatest brick builders ever in the game. John Higgins has made over 1,000 centuries, and Mark Selby 873. So he's just finished awkward again.
14.
A bit too far for one red and not quite far enough for the one to the left of the pink. It's still possible, but just finishing slightly awkward all the time, and then the yellow's in the way. A lot of cue there from bridge hand to cue ball. But safely in.
15.
Yeah, there you see the average shot time of both players as well. That's very slow. And as I say, to some degree, that's been dictated to because of the style of the frames. There hasn't been plain sailing. You can't run around the table all the time when the balls are in complicated positions. John just trying to bring that red into play.
19.
You feel it's going to be all about that red on the left-hand side of the table this frame. Cue ball's close to this corner.
20.
Well, John's all at sea here. He has been all afternoon. Which is remarkable, really. He's on the verge of levelling the match at 2 each because he hasn't played at all. The other element here, Dennis, and this is a funny one, but I think it's true. You know, at some stage, we have to start thinking about the two players who are following this match, and the nature of the roll-off, roll-on format. I know our focus here is John Higgins v Mark Selby as we see the replay of John's disgust of that previous shot, but Jackson Page and Luca Bracella are no doubt here, warming up, getting ready, as we cross the 2-hour mark for the match so far, and we're no closer to finding out who's going to win.
Yeah, good point that, Sean, because what the players do, they can't stay on the practice table. They'll have the routines, and difficult when you don't know exactly what time you're going on to prepare for it. But that's going to be some match that follows this. Two of the quickest players in the game. I did Jackson Page's match against Tom Ford. He won 4-0 in 50 minutes.
It'll be quicker than this anyway, that's for certain. Just wonder if John's sizing himself up for having a go at this long red. Doesn't have to go for it. Oh, that's excellent. Excellent shot from John Higgins, one of the best shots he's played all afternoon.
Yeah, that was a Sean Murphy special. One of your favourite shots. But that was superb cueing. I mean, normally you just think, well, frame's over, let's go to the mid-session interval, but because both players have been missing fairly easy balls, no certainty.
Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world here for John to play for the yellow. Pot the yellow, send it back up to its spot, be going towards it, to pot it again for the green. Sometimes you just automatically play for the next colour and then you forget that the yellow's not in its natural position.
9.
You wouldn't think potting the pink, getting to the yellow, and then going from yellow to green would be that hard work, but he's looking at playing the yellow now. It's got a good angle to screw back straight towards the yellow spot.
Yeah, sure.
And that is what he's going to play. Just trying to make the clearance as easy as possible.
And the fact he's got the extension on the rest and the cue, and he's got to screw it back, should be able to pull it off. He's played it well. As it pulls up now, that's a wonderful shot, and good prediction there from Sean. That makes the clearance now much easier. Well, a little bit to think about. Okay, he's 2 frames each, all square, but he could have won all 4 frames.
13.
Needs green, brown, and blue.
16.
You could detect just a little bit of a shake in John's hands, but that's something he's played with for a number of years.
20.
Well, the two players, you'd have to say John's going to go to the mid-session interval a lot more content than Mark Selby, Sean.
25.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't look likely when Mark won the first 2 frames. Very scrappy affair.
31.
The players head out for their interval. Both of them